let's come to the second section where we talk more about reference. How did you scale up to 50,000 businesses and agencies? Before that, how did you scale FindYogi to 2 million plus users? Like that's also a huge scale, right? That's not small.
Right. So I think uh, FindYogi was purely SEO driven market,
Okay.
right? And just rank well on Google, and those numbers are achieved. Okay. But you have to imagine, when you say X many users on a site or an app, right? Value creation and value capturing are two different things, right? I might be giving value to a user, but I may not be making enough revenue from them, right?
Okay.
So at FindYogi, I think that was the challenge. Although we said we have 2 million monthly users, etc. But when you convert that into revenue, right? We did not make enough revenue from them. Why?
Okay.
Because the attribution of the sales would go to somebody else. Like we are a price comparison site. There is a coupon site involved. So after clicking from our site, the user would still go on a coupon site and go to Flipkart again or go to
Mm-hmm.
whatever e-commerce site again.
Mm-hmm.
So the last click attribution would go to them. We wouldn't be able to capture the value that we created. Right.
Right.
Here also, I think at reference, what has really worked, I think SEO happened automatically for us. We didn't expect it to happen so soon. Right? I generally take a 1 year to 1.5 years gestation period for SEO. And especially the kind of keywords that we were targeting at reference were very, very competitive. Right. But with reference, what worked is having like a really good tool. And we started
Okay.
with the very basic stuff and we kept listening to users. Right.
Mm-hmm. And once you get to a certain level, how do you manage them? Like it's almost sort of a community. I've been on Twitter, and everyone, when someone asks for an invoice generator tool for, freelancers, I have seen reference being like everyone is answering reference now. That is obviously sound of a referral, organic growth that kicks in, and they are happy. Obviously, they are happy. That is why they are referring you like crazy. Okay, the product is good, but is there something else involved? Is there a referral mechanism that you have kept, or is there something else that you do to build this community in that sense, have them to refer you?
I wouldn't say anything that we've done very consciously.
Okay.
Okay, on the hindsight, and after looking at a few very popular entrepreneurs, I can say that if the team and the entrepreneur themselves is just present on that channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
People, recommend your product as a way to connect to that person.
Okay.
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 So if I am, a 22-year-old and I follow Vijay Shekhar Sharma on Paytm, and if somebody asks me something, and if I can name Paytm there, that is for me a way to connect to Vijay.
Right.
Right. And this again, this my own, observation and could be really, really wrong here. But because the way I look at it is if they are tagging reference, are they also tagging me or one of my team members?
Yes.
Right. That is a sign saying that, they want to also get the owner's attention or something, right? Which is actually a great hack. If you are connected with enough people on social media, everyone will be obliged in a way to recommend your tool. And this happens, I see, at least for products like Cred and Paytm and few other products. This happens a lot where people talk about a startup and they also tag their founder. Right.
Right.
I really get excited when somebody doesn't tag me. They are only tagging the product
Okay.
and they are not connected to me at all. Right? I've seen cases where freelancers from Uganda, Nigeria, and other African countries, they are talking about our product, and that I think is the product actually winning.
And how did you get to those first 10 or 100 or like let's say 500 users? Because that part is, I think, tricky. After that, the engine gets running, you understand a lot of things, but that part is somewhat tricky.
So first 10 users I recruited manually. These were all my
Okay.
friends,
Okay.
right? I've been personally working from co-working space ever since we started Reference.
Okay.
Okay, and we have more users in this co-working space than employees. So that has really helped us create a very fast feedback loop,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think first 10 users manually recruited, first 25 users manually recruited. Then something happened on Product Hunt. We got some 200-300 users from there. We didn't like rank 1, 2, 3. We were like rank 4 or 5, but still some users came from there. Then we got some coverage on Your Story, Inc. 42, etc. Right. So another few hundred users came from there. Right? And I think that is how our first 500 users happened.
Any growth hack that you applied? Any you feel this was the hack, you hacked something and it turned out to boom.
Okay, so I think one thing that we applied was locking some features on the product. Initial days, we locked some features on the product, and to unlock that feature, you had to tweet about us.
Oh,
So tweet or LinkedIn share or whatever, right? And
okay.
we saw a sizable engagement there. So if we had 100 users, about 6 or 7 would end up tweeting about us.
Okay.
But did not convert into users, I mean, new registrations, because LinkedIn and Twitter, they don't like URLs being shared in a tweet. I mean, they generally tend to suppress. I mean, LinkedIn, it's a known thing. That is why people put, LinkedIn comments. Twitter also, it's very, very difficult. You need to have at least like 1,000 to 1,500 followers to
Hmm.
get like few clicks from there, right?
Right.
And mostly people who would tweet about us would be, people with less than 500 followers. We thought it would help, right? Apart from that, again, uh, SEO, yeah, we've been working on SEO for quite some time, right? That has helped, right? I don't think otherwise there's some trick that, you could use. Each product has its own thing. Right? But generally, I would look at, what something in the product that will make you talk about the product. Right? Maybe enough people did not click on those tweets, but maybe they just saw it,
Okay.
right? So that might have helped, but I don't know if it helped, right? And there's few experiments that we're doing around referrals and around partnerships and affiliates, etc. Very early days to say if it is working or not.
Right.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that before we can comment.
Right. 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 Got it.